The number one purchase by SNAP recipients is
6 additional states have decided to ban junk food. That includes candy. That also includes soda. And I'll go over the list in just a moment. But look at this. It says 6 more states ban junk food from SNAP benefits. That means there are 12 states currently that are banning junk food starting in 2026. I want to read this to you. It says right here, West Virginia, Florida, Colorado, Louisiana, Oklahoma, and Texas have all had new waivers approved that allow each state to modify what can and can't be bought using food benefits. Across all these states.
Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up right now, all right? If y'all don't know, the jig is up.
And I understand, like, okay, you can still buy your necessities, you can still buy your milk, casting.
Welcome to the Daily Read, and I am your host, Marcus Gentry. For those of you who are watching me on iHeartRadio or listening to me on iHeartRadio, if you want to see the show, go to YouTube, go to Money Making Biz. You'll see me in the red suit, top hat. This is going to be an informative show. We're not going to get into the doom and gloom of things that's going on in America, but this is kind of like an important show. Number one, it can bring you closer to your kids. It can make your kids healthier. I think the ban on snack foods is a good thing, and I will give Donald Trump credit where credit is due. All over the world, women and their kids are slimmer, they're not as obese, and it's due to their eating habits. Here in America, our foods is so fast paced as far as junk food and fast foods and things like that, and they're full of steroids to the point where even our poor people, homeless people, are obese. So like I said, this is an informative show. It might go over some of y'all heads, some of y'all might not even watch it, but if you do watch it, spread it to your friends. Let your friends know that there are ways that you don't have to panic. There are ways you can go and get healthier foods and still make snacks for your kids without giving them Little Debbie's. The Little Debbie's is, I'm not going to say a rich person's food, but it is something that shouldn't be bought. Sodas, nah, not really. Certain juices, I don't think any juice should be banned, but there are some juices out there that are almost equivalent to sodas. So we're going to get into the show, and I'm going to give you guys some recipes on things that I did as a single father. When I was raising my kids, I didn't give them a lot of snack foods because I thought it was too expensive. And I found ways from my childhood to bring it current to where I can fix things for my kids. And some of the women that I've dated had kids. So some of the people who knew me that know that I was a single father and I did supply snacks for my kids, my girlfriend's kids, and these are things you can even help them participate in when making some of these snacks. And like I said, it'll bring you closer to your kids, it'll give them a nutritious treat, and it'll crave that hunger for sweets. So let's get into the show.
The Daily Read, your source for news, politics, sports, and all things trending. Here's your host, Marcus Gentry.
not allowing taxpayer-funded benefits to be used to purchase unhealthy items like soda, candy, and other junk food. The number one purchase by SNAP recipients is sugary drinks. SNAP is a supplemental nutrition program meant to provide health food benefits to low-income families to supplement their grocery budget so they can afford the nutritious food essential to health and well-being. That is the stated purpose of the SNAP program.
So if you are on SNAP benefits, this is a video that you need to watch, because we now know 6 additional states have decided to ban junk food. That includes candy, that also includes soda. I'll go over the list in just a moment, but look at this. It says 6 more states ban junk food from SNAP benefits. That means there are 12 states currently that are banning junk food starting in 2026. I want to read this to you. It says right here, West Virginia, Florida, Colorado, Louisiana, Oklahoma, and Texas have all had new waivers approved that allow each state to modify what can and can't be bought using food benefits. Across all these states, the change will impact approximately 8.5 million people. It says it brings the total of states banning junk purchases to 12. Those 6 states plus Arkansas, Idaho, Indiana, Iowa, Nebraska, and Utah.
I'm irritated. I woke up and now my EBT cannot purchase me no soda, no candy, no chip, no ice cream, no.
You on the internet bitching because you can't buy chips and candy and shit with your EBT now?
No concern. No, nothing.
Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up right now, alright? If y'all don't know, the jig is up.
And I understand, like, okay, you can still buy your necessities, you can still buy your little pasta and your bread and your meat.
How the fuck is you complaining about some free shit? So when the rules to your free shit changes, now you're a victim. You people are always victims. And when I say you people, I don't mean blacks. I mean Americans who are used to skating by on this system.
This is my first recipe, people. This is a classic. But I'm going to give you something even more simpler than the regular peanut butter and jelly. Okay? It's called the syrup sandwich. And those of you who grew up in Chicago around the 80s and 90s, you know what this is. All right? You see, when I raised my kids, I used to mix the peanut butter and the jelly in a bowl, make it creamy, because I know when I was a kid and I made peanut butter and jelly, I didn't like this. Okay? Because you get a splash of jelly and then you get this chalky peanut butter taste that was the opposite of the jelly. So the Nutella that they got, which is a good thing too, it's more creamy. But we was making Nutella before it even came out. We would take peanut butter and jelly, put it in a bowl, get a spoon, mix it up, make it real creamy, spread it on bread, and it tastes way better than this. This is the classic, people. Okay, this is the classic peanut butter and jelly. This is a snack that you can get to your kids, but if you make it fun, like I said, you can mix it in a bowl, and you know, the classic peanut butter and jelly on toast, but you can mix it in a bowl and make it creamy to the point where there is no basic difference in the peanut butter and jelly. Now, if some of your kids don't like it like that, that's fine, but I guarantee you most of the kids, if you did it like this, they would love it as a snack. But I want to get to the syrup sandwich, because this is the classic before the classic. This is like the poor classics. And some of you who listening to me right now, you can go back and rewatch this show, and I guarantee you, if you put some of this to work in your household, you won't worry about buying sodas and snacks for your kids with your EBT card. The syrup sandwich. All right, this is a classic too, but it's more of a poor man's project, classic. But don't get it twisted. Wealthier people can use this trick too. They have different types of syrup out here now. Everything from strawberry syrup to raspberry syrup. You know, they got different types of syrup out here now. And if you keep it in your cabinets, your kids can go in there. If they don't have peanut butter and jelly, which is the classic, but this is like the classic. They can spread syrup on bread, put the topping on it, and then they got them a little snack. Get them a glass of milk, and it's over with. This is more healthier than that sugary Little Debbie snack cake. Now, I'm not saying it's not. It's still a sweet. It's still sweet, people. But it's still something you don't have to go out your way to go buy a certain sugary sweets that you can't buy anymore. So this is the syrup sandwich. The first one was the peanut butter and jelly. This is the syrup sandwich. Let's move on to the next one. Alright. I know some of you've heard they've stopped allowing in certain states buying sodas, pops, whatever you want to call it in your area. Some people call them pops, some people call them sodas. But those carbonated drinks, you can't get them anymore. And I guess by 2026, they're going to stop that also in almost all the states. But this right here is a classic, people. For you women out there that's panicking, this is a more healthier choice for your kids. All you need to do is get your jug, get you some water, get you some tea bags, set it outside on the back porch. If you don't want to trust it outside, set it on the windowsill, let the sun hit it for a day or two, and now you got tea. Add your sugar, put you some lemon in it if you want lemon, and you got you a treat that you can put in your refrigerator, and whenever your kids is thirsty, they got you something to drink without having to drink the sugary pops. Let's move on to the next one. Like I said, this is going to be an informative show. This is for you moms out there, single moms who are panicking and going into a flux about not being able to buy your kids treats. And this is stuff that we did as kids that I did as an adult when I became a single father. And these are simple things that you can have your kids participate in, making their own snacks. This right here is a classic, people. Most people, especially in the hood, they don't do this. They don't even think about this. You could take regular ice trays, make you some Kool-Aid packs, get you some Kool-Aid packs, make you some Kool-Aid, pour the Kool-Aid inside the ice trays, cover it with the plastic wrap, stick toothpicks in each slot, let it freeze, and now for the younger kids in your household, whenever they want popsicles, guess what? You got an ice tray full of popsicles. Go on in there and get you a couple of them. The plastic over the ice trays is to help stabilize the toothpicks, keep them straight. If you want to make it even more of a nutritious treat, you can add crushed up fruit. So these are and then they have bigger trays. You don't have to get the small trays. They have bigger ice trays out there that you can use. This is the popsicle. This is the homemade popsicle, people. Classic. Let's move on to the next one. Alright, the candy apple. I don't know if some of you have made candy apples at home, but this is something fun you can do with your kids and give them a treat. And you can stick some of these in the refrigerator, put them on a tray, cover it up, and whenever they come home from school, they want a treat, they can go in there and grab them a candy apple. You can even put peanuts on it. Now, the caramel, you might have to buy the caramel with your own money, because I think they're going to list something like caramel on the ban list. But the toothpicks, these are not normal toothpicks. These are basically shish kebab sticks that you can buy at any grocery store. You get you a pot, pour you some milk, and if your kids are lactose intolerant, don't use regular milk. I use whole milk. But if your kids are lactose intolerant, you can use almond milk. Okay, water is good too, but milk I find helps the caramel melt down easier. Okay, this is why I use milk. Now some people might use water, but you don't fill the pot up full of water. You put just a little bit of milk or a little bit of water at the bottom of the pan or pot. Pour you the caramel cubes inside the pot. Continuously stir. Don't let it stick to the bottom. Okay, continuously stir the caramel. Turn the heat down. Let it bubble up a little bit, but you got to keep continuously stirring. The milk is going to help coagulate all of this together. Then once you finished and you see that it's real creamy, that's when you dip your apples. You put the sticks inside the apples. You dip the apples. This is simple stuff, people. Okay, this is simple stuff. See, some of our women don't even think about the kitchen. You see, when I was a single father, I cooked. You know, you learn real fast when your kids are hungry how to cook. And I think in today's society, when we got so much fast food, our children don't get home cooked meals anymore. But back in the days when you didn't have the money for fast food, you would have to get in there and cook something. So now that they've taken the snacks away from EBT, this is something simple, people. Simple stuff that's healthier for your kids anyway, but they still get that craving off of them for snacks. Okay, the candy apple, something simple. Let's move on to the next one. This is going to be a brief show. I'm going to go work out, people. Alright, this is another substitute for the sodas. This is a classic, the lemonade. Okay, get you a few lemons, cut a few of them up into slices like this. The rest of your lemons, cut them in half, squeeze the juice inside the jug, put your water inside the jug, drop your lemons inside the jug, put your sugar inside the jug. Simple stuff, people. You know, you don't have to make it so sweet. Stick it in the refrigerator right next to your sun tea. That way your kids have a variety of something to drink without having sugary sodas. Simple stuff, people. Alright, we've moved away from getting in there and making simple basic stuff. Let's move on to the next one, because like I said, I'm gonna make this show short and sweet. I gotta I'm gonna go and work out today, so but this is going to be an informative show. This is going to be one of them shows where you can rewind it and, you know, try the recipes at home, people. Simple stuff. And you can include your kid. I'm not even going to put cakes on this. Okay? Everybody know Duncan Hines make box cakes. The instructions are on the back. All you need is a mixer, and kids love to eat the leftovers out of the bowl. You know, we used to love going in there, getting the cake batter mix and sticking our finger in it and eating it. So this is, I'm not even gonna put cakes on the mix on the menu. All right, let's go on to the next one. All right, we finna get a little more complicated. I don't know how many of you out there listening to me actually like cheesecakes, but this is simple. Making a cheesecake is simple. If you look down here in the right corner, you see this little cheesecake square? This is something simple that every one of you women getting EBT, or men who are single fathers, can do at home. Most of the ingredients you can still buy with EBT. Cheesecake is horrible by itself. It's bland. All right, you take your cheesecake, put it in a bowl. I'm finna give you the recipe, and some of you need to wash this several times. Slowly go into the kitchen, get all of these ingredients. Listen to me very carefully. You take your cheesecake that you buy from the store with your EBT card, put it in a bowl, add your sugar, okay? Don't make it too sweet. Add your sugar. If you want fruit in your cheesecake, add your fruit. Mix it until it's creamy. You can either stick it in the microwave for about 2 or 3 minutes, take it out, stir it, stick it back in there for 30 seconds to a minute, take it out, stir it to where it's liquidy. Okay? You want your cheesecake liquidy. Add your sugar, add your fruit if you want fruit. Some people don't like fruit in their cheesecake, so you don't have to add the fruit. Then you take a pan. All right, this is another step. After you set the cheesecake to the side, you take a pan, okay, a regular baking pan. Grease the baking pan with some kind of butter or grease or oil, whatever you like to use. Take your graham crackers. All right, simple basic graham crackers. Okay, put it in a bag or crush it up. You want it powdery like this. Crush your graham crackers up. Take the cooking pan, pour your graham crackers inside the cooking pan just like this. Okay? You take your cheesecake that you've already mixed your sugar with and your fruit, pour it on top of the graham crackers. Okay? If you want a topping, you don't have to have a topping. But if you want a topping, take some more graham crackers, crush it up, or you can get marshmallows or whatever you want, crush it up, put it on top of the cheesecake, stick it in the oven for like 30 minutes. When you take it out the oven, this is what you're gonna come out with. Okay? Simple, people. Simple stuff. This is a little more complicated for you. That's why I say rewind it. Watch it several times. Try it at home. This is something that you can set out on the kitchen table, cut slices, and so when the kids want a snack, tell them to go in there and get you a slice of that cream cheesecake. Okay? Simple stuff. You don't have to keep feeding your kids Little Debbie's. You don't have to panic about not being able to buy Little Debbie's. All right? Basic shit. Let's go to the next one. All right, this is more complicated too. Just like the cheesecake. A lot of you don't know that you don't have to go to a donut shop. Listen to me what I said, people. You do not have to go to a donut shop. You can make homemade donuts at home. Okay? You're going to need your deep pot. You're going to want to pour your oil, whatever type of oil you like to use, into the pot. Okay? Let it start boiling. You don't want to put the donuts in the pot while this pot's still cool. Let it start boiling. Okay? You get you whatever type of icing that you like that you put on cakes. I like whipped icing because whipped icing tastes good and it's not as sweet. Some of these other ices are just too sweet for me. But whipped icings are just the bomb. Okay? You take whatever kind of icing that you like to put on your cakes. Then you get your biscuits. The biscuits that come in a can, like this. Simple stuff, people. Bust open the biscuits. Poke a hole in each of the biscuits. Spread them out. You know, make an oval shape just like this. Make an oval shape. When your grease starts cooking, drop those donuts. I mean, not donuts, but drop the biscuits inside the grease. It's gonna puff up on one side. You take your tongs, flip them over, and it's gonna be fast, people. It's gonna be fast. It's not even gonna take a minute. You're gonna see these donuts, these biscuits turn into donuts. Once you flip, because biscuits ain't nothing but dough. Donuts is dough. Okay, I want y'all to understand this. Biscuits is dough. The average donut is dough. Let that compute in your head. You can still buy biscuits with your EBT card. So when you get these biscuits, bust open this can, separate each biscuit, poke holes, a big enough hole, bigger than your finger, spread the biscuit out a little bit, and then once that grease start bubbling, drop each donut in there. I like to do them individually instead of putting too many of them in the pot. You can put two, but I usually do one a piece. And the reason for this is you don't want to get your pot too clogged with a whole bunch of dough. So just drop one in there at a time. You drop the biscuit in there. It's going to puff up. Flip it over. It's going to puff up. Then take your tongs. Take the biscuit or the donut out of the grease. Set it on the tray. Let it cool. Move on to the next biscuit. Next thing you know, you have a pile of donuts sitting on a tray. You take your icing, okay, whatever icing you like, once the donuts cool, spread it on top of the donuts. Cover it up, stick it in the refrigerator for about a day. If you don't like them refrigerated, you don't have to put them in the refrigerator. You can set them out on a tray. You know, your kids come home, want a sugary treat. You know, they're in there watching their favorite cartoons or anime. You know, they don't have to go in there and get Little Debbie's because you've already made donuts for them. Simple. And like I said, you're probably gonna have to watch this a couple of times. There are other nutritious things you can do. As far as there are other nutritious things you can do for your kids, and they can participate in it, especially when they're older kids. So I'm gonna give you one last one. I'm gonna give you one more. Your favorite fruit. Okay, this goes back to the popsicles. You can get cookie paper. Okay, cooking paper. Get your favorite fruit, puree it. Like if you like watermelon, cut the watermelon, stick it in your blender. Put some grapes in your blender. Whatever fruit you like, puree it, put in the blender. Pour it out on your cookies tray, on your cookie sheet, inside the pan. Then what you want to do is mold the mulch, because it's going to be mulchy. You want to mold it into a popsicle. Okay, you stick your popsicle sticks inside the pureed fruit. Once you stick that inside there, you cover it up, stick it in the freezer. Okay, it's gonna freeze in the shape that you made it. So now your kids have a natural fruit popsicle, that they don't have to have a sugary snack. Some of you people are panicking for no reason about them snatching up snacks from your EBT, and you don't have to. So this comes to the end of my video for today. I'm only going to keep it short and sweet, 30 minutes. But like I said, if you listening to me on iHeartRadio, I hope I explained some of this to you in a way that you can understand it. And if you can't, go to YouTube, look at the video, see the ingredients, try it at home yourself, have your kids participate in it with you. And after about a year, I guarantee you your kids will start looking healthier. Your kids will not even crave the sugary snacks that you used to buy out of the store. Now, the problem is, some of you have gotten so lazy to where you don't even cook at all. You know, it's Sonics, slushies. Some of you don't even participate in kitchen activities at all. But if you can get back into it, these are good nutritional treats for your kids that they'll enjoy, and they'll even start doing it themselves. You know, if you teach them long enough, once they get 13, 14, 15 years old, some of them might even start a little business. We had the candy ladies in Chicago. They used to do these things called the icy cups, where they would take normal Kool-Aid, put them in these little styrofoam cups, and stick them in the freezer. So on a hot day, when the kids didn't have the money to go to the store to get pops and popsicles, they would go to the candy lady, and the candy lady wouldn't charge them nothing but 50 to 75 cents for an icy cup. So you know, we grew up like this, and we taught this to our kids. So some of you women are panicking when you don't have to. Just go in there and get you some basic ingredients. Listen to Big Unc the truck driver, who has been a single father, and go get these ingredients, and you know, make your kids happy with the snacks that they got. I hope you guys learned something from today's show. This is the Daily Read, and I'm out.
The business, motherfucker.
The Daily Read.
Business.